News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. It is a big upside surprise for the labor market. The May non-farm payrolls report shows 172,000 new jobs added in the month, nearly twice what economists surveyed by Bloomberg expected. The unemployment rate held steady at 4.3%. Former Fed economist Claudia Sahm is with New Century Advisors and says this probably won't move the needle for the Fed.
This isn't such a worrisome print in that wage growth was still pretty moderate. The Fed is not anti-jobs, they're anti-inflation.
Hear more of our interview with Claudia Sahm with New Century Advisors on the Bloomberg Talks podcast. And the director of the National Economic Council argues the big supply-side boom can avert runaway inflation. Kevin Hassett spoke with Bloomberg following the jobs report.
We've got high wage growth, and native-born Americans are rushing into the labor market in droves. We really love going through the Bloomberg data, and we have this thing that I like to look at, which is the probability distribution of all the forecasts for the jobs number before it comes out. I saw that the very, very top person was low by about 40,000 jobs, which shows that the Trump economy is surprising Wall Street analysts.
Hear more from National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett on the Bloomberg Talks podcast. President Trump has also weighed in on those job numbers and the market reaction, posting on social media, quote, "With the great jobs report like just announced, stocks should go up, not down." But those jobs numbers sent treasuries tumbling, driving traders to fully price in a Fed interest rate hike by the end of the year. The sell-off pushed Treasury yields higher. The 2-year yield is up by 11 basis points now at 4.15%. The 10-year yield up 6 basis points at 4.53%. Cleveland Fed President Beth Hammack says it may be appropriate to raise those interest rates as the labor market does appear to be in balance. She posted on social media after the jobs report was released that the unemployment rate, which is around 4.3%, is around her definition of full employment. That does mean Wall Street's historic weekly run may end today. Checking the markets for you, we do it all day long here at Bloomberg. The S&P 500 is down 1.3%, NASDAQ down 2.4%, the Dow down 0.5%, and WTI crude oil now right around $90 a barrel. Brent crude just topping $93 a barrel. Sources tell Bloomberg that the SpaceX IPO has drawn more orders than there are shares available. Underwriters on SpaceX's initial public offering have been told not to accept orders from investors in Hong Kong and China because of U.S. restrictions around the export of critical technology. J.P. Morgan's Jamie Dimon hosted Elon Musk during a SpaceX IPO roadshow event that was streamed live on X, pitching to the crowd of J.P. Morgan investors on how SpaceX will harness power.
If we go to space, we can go far beyond the electricity generation of Earth. In fact, this is going to sound crazy, but you could actually increase harnessed energy by a factor of 1 million and still be using much less than 1/millionth of the sun's energy.
SpaceX CEO Elon Musk at a roadshow event hosted by J.P. Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon. SpaceX is set to debut on the NASDAQ exchange on June 12th. The IPO right now is priced at $135 per share, valuing the company at nearly $1.77 trillion, making it the largest IPO in history. Russian President Vladimir Putin has rejected Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky's call to meet and negotiate an end to the war in Ukraine. Putin criticized the tone of Zelensky's open letter, saying it was rude and created an environment in which it's impossible to hold personal meetings. The leaders of the UK, France, and Germany plan to meet with Zelensky to discuss a path to engage Russia in negotiations to end the war. In the Middle East, the U.S. is denying an Iranian claim that it fired warning shots at Navy warships in the Gulf of Oman. Central Command posting on X that it would be a gross violation of the ceasefire. Talks on extending the ceasefire through a memorandum of understanding appear to be stuck. Bloomberg's Abir Abu Omar reports gas prices are now left in limbo.
The talks not going anywhere for now, unlike what President Trump has been suggesting. And meanwhile, the Strait of Hormuz remains effectively shut. Oil prices not really knowing what to do with all this back and forth. So you're not seeing Brent ticking up in a tremendous way as it would have at the start of this war.
Bloomberg's Abir Abu Omar reports Iran is insisting on a full ceasefire in Lebanon before it will agree to any deal. An appeals court panel is hearing arguments today over President Trump's White House ballroom. Construction on the estimated $400 million project has been underway for months, despite a federal lawsuit. Politico reports the Justice Department argued before the court that the federal government could, quote, quickly bulldoze the Statue of Liberty and no one would have standing to sue once the demolition is done. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris, and this is Bloomberg.